Okay, you
Hi.
introduce it.
Welcome to Late Night Rambles. It's not really rambling at late because it is literally 7:06.
And it's more of a debate than a ramble?
Yeah, so, well, later we're just gonna, along the line, there's gonna be a hat and things in it.
Debate / I don't know.
I don't know. But basically, the first episode is gonna be debating this show, Steven Universe, because I, frankly, don't like it. He religiousizes it.
I mean, I wouldn't say religiousized.
I do not. I am an independent black woman.
Who don't need no man.
Well, for you that makes sense, considering of your preference.
Alright, so let's first off start why you don't like it.
I'm just gonna say this off the bat. I have respect for Rebecca Sugar.
Okay.
The world she's created, the characters. I just hate Steven's guts.
Why, though?
He's so annoying, and he doesn't contribute anything.
Well, I mean, but throughout the show, the point is like...
Okay, let me ask you a question. How many problems has Steven caused more than fixed?
Okay, well...
See?
No,
You can't!
No, because, here's the thing, the thing that Steven hasn't contributed a lot is because, he, the whole show is, he's
Oh, yeah, I'm just making sure the camera didn't turn off.
He's, progressing, he's learning more about himself. And, as further episodes...
Okay, he knows his weapon.
Well,
he knows some battle strategies. He has a freaking sword. Why doesn't he learn how to use it? Pearl is a swordsman.
Well, no, but...
And even she's gotten stabbed by a freaking hologram.
Well, no, but, he's, becoming more and more useful. And I forget the name of the episode, but, where Paradox starts to attack them from the computer. And, Steven, gets the shield. He did, 3 shields that day, I remember, because Garnet said, wow, 3 shields in one day. So, he does get more useful.
Why would summoning your weapon be an issue?
Well, no, because, it actually helps save the gems from, death or whatever.
Okay, let me explain this. Rose didn't know how to make a sword, right? So she just had a sword with her, right?
Uh-huh.
Why couldn't... You know when that hand fell down from the sky, right?
Yeah,
all that gem metal, that's clearly anything proof. It stopped the freaking light cannon, 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
Did they ever think, we could make armor or shields out of this, but they just got rid of it. We don't even know where the fuck it went.
Because it's stuff used to mean, it's probably just, metal, they're gems.
It stopped light cannons.
Well...
3 of them.
Yeah, but so can... Garnet can swim in lava. I'm pretty sure their armor is pretty good, too.
They're not wearing any armor.
Well, Garnet has the gauntlets.
Okay, here's another thing I never understood. You remember that famous scene with, the song, "'Cause I'm stronger than you"? You know how Garnet got, the little stabby thing that Jasper had?
Uh-huh.
Why did she break it? You could have won instantly. She's been, dead.
Because she wants to prove that she can beat her without the weapon.
But isn't she technically... Okay, Jasper's point was that fusions make weaker gems stronger.
Right.
How many times were they too weak to defeat an enemy and had to fuse? That was the whole point of the whole Opal fusion!
Because the whole idea is that Jasper's wrong. Gems... It's not...
Okay, let me ask you a question. Could Ruby beat Jasper on her own?
Could Ruby beat Jasper on her own? No, but it's
Could Sapphire beat Jasper on her own?
No, but you're not getting
And Garnet still struggled!
No, but you gotta understand. It's not when Garnet's Garnet, it's not like she's 2 separate... It's not like she's 2 gems anymore. She's just one entity comprised of 2 gems. It's like saying, your 2 kidneys are weaker on their own. Your whole body is just your weaker organs made stronger.
Okay.
No, it's just your organs are what make up you.
I will say this. This is my another problem. The whole fusion thing. It breaks its own rules a lot, and it also half the time doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, what do you mean by it breaks its own rules?
Okay. We've established that, in the end of this episode, you have to dance and be in perfect sync in order to fuse, right?
Uh-huh.
The dance is required. Because they're teaching Steven how to do that. They do, the Garnet against the wall thing with Pearl, which is very rapey, I will admit. It looks very,
okay, well,
But, okay, let me explain this to you. How come... the scene where, they're being crushed in, a little box, right?
Uh-huh.
How the fuck do you do a fusion dance in there?
Because, here's the thing.
I can't do a ballerina twirl in, that kind of scenario.
I don't think that the whole dancing thing, that's necessary.
Then why do they do it?
I think it helps. I don't think it's necessary. I think the idea is that they need to be mentally in sync with each other. And I think dancing just helps with that. Because we also learned from Steven and Connie, like when they became Stevonnie.
That's another thing.
Their dancing was not perfect, but they were like in sync with each other enough that they could just do it. So like, it's not necessarily the dance that's required. It's just, I think it just helps.
Okay, here's the thing about Stevonnie that I realized after watching an episode. I got bored. I looked up an episode where Peridot talks about like she makes fun of the other gems. And they asked, why is Garnet being a fusion annoy you? And he said, because they're, you know, and I don't know about you, but this is usually the symbol for a female, this is usually the symbol for a male, so this means they were...
I do think, here's the thing, I do think fusion, I don't think it is sex, but I think sometimes it has been used as a metaphor for sex.
No, I mean, just the idea of that in my head, I'm just thinking, wait, Steven and Connie, ah! Why am I wearing my glasses? I don't need to wear these.
I think fusion is like a tricky concept there, because I don't think fusion is like a direct correlation with sex, but I think there have been certain episodes where it's been used almost as a metaphor for certain like...
Metaphor
for certain like sexual themes.
I'm not trying to make fun of you, that's just funny.
Because like, Ruby and Sapphire, like, you know, some people still deny it, but they're clearly like, you know, in a relationship.
Okay, I'm sorry, but the relationship to Steven Universe pissed me off. Frankly, because I'm not saying, like, she tries to give some insight into them. But I've noticed a lot of things. They only become interested in them once I realize they have something they want.
What do you mean, like?
You notice in Ruby and Sapphire, with their whole little thing going, that Sapphire just treats her like, oh, like, you're a soldier, I'll give you some credit there. But once they fuse, she's like, I can get something out of this. This is the most wonderful thing I felt. I want to preserve that.
Well,
they didn't, like, bond while they were fused. They didn't even talk while they were fused. It was just, boom, we're Garnet now.
Well, no, I think the amazing thing about them is that they were both, like, so... Like, that comes the whole thing. In order for a fusion to be successful, they have to both be in sync. They weren't, like, doing some crazy dance to fuse. They were just so both...
But she only became interested with Ruby after the fusion. Think about it. If she would have fused with any other Ruby, we don't know if...
But the fusion only happened because they were, like, so in sync. So I think it's, like, one of those, like, they were meant to be scenarios.
Another thing I know is that, like, Connie's definitely an adrenaline junkie.
An adrenaline junkie?
Okay,
well, yeah.
Think about it! She doesn't like Steven until she's like, magical stuff, sword fighting, explosions, yes!
I do think that kind of drew her in a bit, because she's definitely a bit of a geek. But, like, I think after a while their friendship really became more like, you know, because...
I know, but when you really think about it, like, I know I've never had a girlfriend, but I shouldn't be the one saying this, but you shouldn't just be drawn to someone because you get one specific thing out of them. Like, all the things is on Steven's part.
Well, yeah, but, you know, Connie has, like, Connie has helped, too, because, remember in, I can't remember, Ocean...
My sister just came in and made us both hungry.
Where were we at?
We were talking about the whole Connie adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, so...
I'm probably just gonna put, like, reference pictures up here. Like, not art, but, like, scenes from the show.
Alright. So... Yeah, I agree. She's definitely a adrenaline junkie. Oh, wait, we were talking about, like, she does help Steven, like, as the show, like, goes on. Because remember in Ocean Gem, I think it was, I could be wrong, it might be a different episode, where she, like, where Steven is, like, falling, and then, like, Connie comes, and she's, like, online, and she's, like, Steven, grab my hand, so, like, she kind of, like, saves Steven. So, like, she helps, and, you know, she, like, you can see...
If Steven was a good gem, he wouldn't need to be saved.
Well... he's not a full gem. He's not a full gem.
Connie's a human and she's doing more. That's the thing.
No, you said Connie wasn't helping at all before. Now you're saying Connie.
I know, but now that she knows how to sword fight, she technically knows more than Steven. Steven was birthed. Okay, here's the thing.
Steven's got a lot of emotional stuff going on, so you gotta give him.
So do we. We're teenagers. Yeah, like if you give me a gun and say go save the world, I'm gonna be like. Where?
But our mothers did not sacrifice themselves to have us go into the Earth.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that pisses me off about Rose Quartz.
What?
She's never explained, and also, Pearl is clearly an idiot.
Why?
Okay, I watched a video for Jerry Lily Pitt, or whatever his name is. The thing is, he stated, and I quote, during like the scene where like put the sword, like the sworn to the sword. The whole like, Pearl protected Rose. We've seen that Rose is a tank, and she has a shield. You don't protect the tank, you bring the tank to the freaking front line!
But no, that was just like the emotional tragedy in Pearl, that she loved Rose so much that she was willing to sacrifice herself over and over again for her.
So she was like a sex slave?
No, that's... You're very much sexualizing this show here, Sam.
Are you kidding me? Have you seen some of the stuff like, you wanna know what's best about being apart? So I can look at you?
Okay, but...
Wow! It's hot in this room. It's getting hot in here, so hot. Hot damn. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Like, so many things are left unexplained, and, like, I get that it's hard to establish that in, like, the runtime. But there are two-parters. Like, I think one of the things that was done really well, was the whole thing with Garnet and Pearl, how Pearl was mad, like, Garnet was mad after, like, she used her for fusion. But here's the thing. That's solved in, like, 3 episodes. I would have loved to see more of that pain.
I think we got enough of that, because you also have, like, the whole thing with, at that time, Peridot was not captured yet, and she was still, like, considered a threat, so you can't, like, pause an entire series for so long just for that.
No, I mean, they don't have to, like, keep story stuff away. I would just love to have seen that underneath the tension.
Okay.
But all of it is just fixed in one moment, which pisses me off.
It wasn't fixed in one moment. It took, like, a while for Garnet to, like, even... It took, like, a near-death situation for Garnet to even...
I know, but think about it. Like, if they're such a unit and a team, shouldn't they have Steven and Amethyst been like, okay, you know what? We need to sit these two down.
But Garnet wasn't even considering talking to Pearl. You can't, like, You can't force that. A lot of what their show is like, realistic. Like, I feel like a lot of cartoons with, like, teams, it's like, oh, these two people are arguing, let's sit them down, force them in a room together, lock them, and then they'll make up. No, it's
Is that what happened?
But that was a near-death situation. It's not like they forced... It's not like they forced
Did they really... did they try to get them out?
Yes, they did. They tried.
Okay, hold on. Seems like we should probably get them out, but then Amethyst is like, wait. They're talking. She basically did the exact same thing!
No, because it's not like they were going to be able to get them out anyways.
It was a gear.
They were trying to pull it, and they couldn't.
They could... Okay, quickly, if you were to, like, tie the other end, Amethyst has been shown to make more than one whip. She could easily just...
No, they were trying. It was established that it was not a situation that Steven and Amethyst could help.
I bet you if Steven let go, nothing would change. I mean, I have 2 more problems with the show that, like, you can explain yours and then I'll bring that up and you can try to persuade me.
I don't think you're gonna be persuaded.
Okay, so you want to bring up my second to last one?
Alright.
The thing that annoys me, a thing that annoyed me, which I'm surprised this has not been addressed, is the fact that every problem Steven encounters is just talking.
Fucking
talking.
Because, you see, the thing about that is...
Yes, because when you're in a war, you just... If people just talked to Adolf Hitler, he wouldn't have killed the Jews! That's not how that works!
No, that's way different. That is way different.
Okay, think about it. If you're fighting a war, and talking doesn't work, because clearly they tried, like, with Jasper, nothing happened. She would just... Steven needs to learn that you need to fight sometimes. He's not learning that. He's never really fought anything that had, like, its own, head.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing about Steven, is that a lot, which separates, again, like, from Steven from, like, other cartoons, is that he doesn't use violence to solve everything. And I realize sometimes it's to a...
But he doesn't use it at all!
But I realize, yeah, sometimes it's to a fault. But that's, like, just general character fault. But a lot of times it really helps. It helped with the Centipedal. It helped with the Cluster. Like...
I know, but the thing that really pisses me off was I would have loved to see a revelation. Like, I'm not saying Steven should just go full Brawn Force. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, he needs to learn that talking's not always going to work.
I don't know if he'll...
Even Rose Quartz knew that!
I don't know if he'll learn it eventually. And eventually, I'm sure he's gonna have to defend himself. And he said to Connie that they're gonna eventually have to fight some bad guys in the future. So he knows he'll have to fight eventually. But
or talk, clearly.
No, but he uses fighting as a last resort. If he can talk, he'll talk first.
When have we ever seen Steven fight anything? And don't count that weird little shooty thingy in like, episode, like, with the dog copter show thing. Because Connie clearly had to assist him.
Okay, but consider this. Most of the times, with the exception of Jasper, which she couldn't fight Jasper anyways, Steven's talking has made the situation better. Whether it be with Lapis, whether it be with the cluster, you know, Steven's talking has really made a lot of situations better for people. It's like one of those scenarios where if you have the patience, you don't have to kill. And I think it's like a really cool lesson and difference from other stories, like that concern threats like this.
Okay, the one thing, okay, there's this last thing, and frankly, I don't know if I'm gonna get any hate in the comments for this. Like, I'm probably gonna get hate in the comments for this.
If you're guessing it, then you probably will.
When I look at Steven Universe, I'm like, this is an amazing world. I love how it looks. The thing that pisses me off about, like, not the setting, but the characters, is that, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, when I saw this one time, like, with Steven and Connie, like, you know, when, like, she takes the sword away, and then she brings it back, so, like, she tries to get it back, and it's like, Mom, you need to trust me. It's just like, they're trying to paint Connie's mom as the bad guy here. But ask yourself this. If you had a daughter, right, and you found out she was gonna go risk her life to go save the world, while there are clearly 3, now, let me mind you now, 5 counting Lapis, technically super-powered badasses, and 1 half-powered, technically not a badass, but can still do something against them, and she's just a human going after, like, aliens. Would you not be worried? But then they just paint her to be like, oh, she's the bad guy here because she's not letting her go fight a war? I mean, in Sworn to the Sword, Pearl is clearly saying, you have to be ready to die. And I'm also going to quote Lily whatever again, because he said this, good soldiers don't die. Good soldiers win.
Who said that again?
I'll show you his channel later, but the thing is, though, like, he had a point. Pearl's like, you need to be ready to die for Steven. It's like, yeah. Good soldiers don't, like, she can't move back.
Pearl wasn't training Connie to be a soldier. Pearl was training Connie to be a knight.
She pretty much told her, you are nothing. Steven is everything.
Which was a character flaw in Pearl that was...
We see that too much, though. You think by now, with all the shit she's caused, it would be done. She would have like, I'm not saying it would just be gone, but, like, little bits of it somewhere. But, like, you would think that this would be fixed by now.
She's getting better, though. She gets...
Where?
Because...
She's still stuck up, she's still annoying, and she's still like, I know what I'm doing.
Progression is slow. It's not like she's gonna instantly do like that.
But it shouldn't be this slow.
And sometimes it's not like what she does, it's what she doesn't do, you know? It's not, you know, and she's, like, willing to train Steven now, and she's, like, you know...
No, she's willing to train Connie. I don't see her train Steven at all.
But it's implied that she's training Steven now. From the episode Sword to Sword. And, you know...
All we really got was, like, okay, we're gonna fight now. It's like, okay.
No, Pearl said it's gonna make you both great knights. Steven and Connie is practically an expert, so you have a lot of training to do, and she talks about some of the training activities.
But we don't see any training!
Because there's still a story plot to be followed.
I know, but the thing that I really think makes the story, but, like, it shouldn't be, like, so much into there, like, you guys don't know this, but, like, I told you that I'm planning on making, like, a Game of Thrones kind of story-driven, like, series. Like, I guess the best thing to compare it to is, like, Game of Thrones plus a little humor from Steven Universe. But the thing is, I know character development shouldn't be, like, everywhere. It shouldn't be just, like, in every episode. It shouldn't just be, like, each episode, this needs to happen, this character needs to say this. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of development that happens, but, like, a good majority of it should be shown on screen. I'm not saying, like, check out the entire episode. Like, I want to see Pearl stop herself before she makes a mistake. I want to see Garnet learn that, like, training, even though your fusion is necessary. I like to see them, like, throughout the episode, realizing their past mistakes and being like, I need to fix this. I mean, Amethyst, she still suffers from, like, not believing she's full from the family, because, like, you know, she was grown. But I'm thinking, they've had so much, like, emphasis on, there was an entire episode on that with, like, when Pearl, you know, they did their little hug scene, which was cute, I will admit that. But I'm just thinking, you would think by now it'd be less, like, and also, where the frick is the military?
What's the military gonna do against superpowered gems?
No, but here's the thing. In something I've watched before, which I haven't seen, to be honest, I think it was, like, at least Dragon Ball Z Kai or something, the military at least came. They at least tried to do something. They were like, if you need us, we're there. The gems have had no... Their first idea was section off the beach!
Yeah, but since, really, the whole all these gem stuff, it really hasn't caught enough attention yet. Like, really, all that it's affected so far is one little city that we could assume is on the east coast of Long Island. You know, it's not that big a deal yet. What?
Are we allowed to say Long Island? Because we're not saying where we are.
Long Island's probably where they are, because it's a said...
No, I meant, like, we're on Long Island, so... We're not saying where, so is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying Steven Universe probably takes place on the east end of Long Island, considering that it's said that they're in the tri-state area. They're right by a beach.
Super Schmerz Evil Incorporated! That's a crossover I want to see!
That would be pretty good.
It's like Steven comes in.
And anyways, if you want to look for characters becoming better, just look up Peridot. Oh, like...
I know, but it's only Peridot I'm seeing doing this.
Well... What if they do it, like, one at a time? Like, they're showing Peridot progressing, now they'll show someone else progressing.
I know, but, like...
They even start showing Lapis progressing, because now she's willing
She's still the emo.
No, she's still willing to, like... Now she's willing to be with Peridot, and she's willing to help the Crystal Gems. So that's...
What does she do?
She helped with the baseball episode.
Okay, I will just say this. Like, when I picture, like, character development, I picture this. Like, they're supporting each other, and one is helping the other, which leads to the other one getting better. I don't see that. I see one character getting better, the other one... And this happens in shows. Like, they go back, like... In order to show one character's development, sometimes one character will have to be forced to go back to square one.
Well... I think a lot of character development, it's the character dealing with themselves, and, like... thinking about what they can do for themselves.
I know, but like, say I see someone overcome a difficulty, I'm like, I learned something from that.
And if you want to talk about like characters supporting other characters to become better, Steven has been supporting other characters to become better throughout the entire show.
I know, but with the minor characters, we don't see that.
He's
Lars is still a dick. Sadie still chases after the Lars.
Yeah, but that's different. Like
Onion is still a prick.
They're minor characters. We haven't even been in Beach City for like the past few
For sure.
Beach City.
I'm sorry, that's just funny.
We haven't even been there for like the past few episodes, so you can't really...
I'm glad you brought that up. Because this is, like, we're gonna end this in like a minute, but here's the thing. The thing that annoys me is, like you said, the military, it's just been like in one town. It hasn't. The gems have clearly shown that there are these locations of gem history all around Earth. One with freaking weapons just lying around. And you're telling me the military was not at least interested in that.
But it's implied that that happened thousands of years ago. And
I don't know about you, but I would if I was the military, I'd take that thing and make a giant ass mech suit.
Chances are the military hasn't even discovered it yet.
What the fuck have they been doing?
They haven't been looking for secret gem military weapons. Because they don't even know the gems exist. They're not actively searching for that. They're fighting wars. Okay,
let's see where we stand now. I will say this. I am a little bit more...
Why did you pick up the gun?
I don't know. I just like having something in my hands. Like, I fiddle with stuff.
It's not a real gun, so you know.
It's
a toy.
It's like, okay, let me tell you this.
I was about to say, was that where you were going with this?
Let me tell you something. Okay, I will say this. I have a little more appreciation for the show, but I don't see myself watching, like, openly going to watch this. Because there are some things that annoy me about it, but I can see why some people like it.
Okay.
I guess, next time, if we have time to do this, we could talk about video games. Because I could expose you to something. Like, because you only play Nintendo.
I do.
So I could maybe, like, I'm not saying you have to, but maybe I could open you up to some different types of games.
You probably could.
Like, if we ever do this again, like, which we probably will, because we have the entirety of summer. I mean, come on.
Right.
Ah! You're falling.
Good job. Good job.
I didn't even... It looks so sturdy, though, right? You wouldn't expect that.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe, like, between this episode and the next one, I'll get, like, a playlist of games that I think you would like, and then we'll test them out.
We already did that game where I drove. I like the driving game. But that's mostly
I like the driving game.
That's mostly because I'm addicted to Mario Kart.
I think it's mostly because you just like running shit over.
Yeah. I really like running over people.
So, thank you for watching episode 1 of Late Night Rambles. If you want to do this again, we probably will do it, but not, like... Because I don't know what you have planned for tomorrow, but I definitely am going to be doing something else tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know about you. You can help out tomorrow if you want to.
Okay.
I assume you have work stuff.
Yeah, I have to go over work papers. I might be free tomorrow. Unless, no, I think I'll see. I honestly don't know.
We shall see. Bye, guys.